Some very interesting information has surfaced about Steelers quarterback Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett was due to come back from a high ankle sprain, the Seahawks game, which makes 30 days, 4 weeks since his injury. He had the same injury in college when he played for Pitt. So the timeline is set going by the same timeline, 4 weeks. Seattle Seahawks leading up to that game. Kenny Pickett was asked, does he feel like he's ready to play? He said he's feel like he's ready to play. He wants to play, and it's up to the coaching staff and everything like that. So the Seattle Seahawks game comes, and Kenny Pickett is inactive. So now you have a guy who just said he's ready to play, he feels good, it's up to the coaches, and he's not even dressed for the game. So, and two Pittsburgh insiders, Mark Cabali and Mark Madden. Now, one, Mark Cabali, he says that was not a Mike Tomlin decision. It was not Mike Tomlin's decision to inactivate Kenny Pickett. So if it was not Mike Tomlin, decision, he said he was very skeptical of it. Whose is it? Now, there's only two other options. Is either Art Rooney stepped in, or Kenny Pickett refuses to back up Mason Rudolph. Those are the only two options. And now, that it's coming out that Kenny Pickett did not want to back up Mason Rudolph. Now, if you can remember, the questions being asked during the week of the Seahawks game, Kenny Pickett seemed very agitated. Was very upset. He was giving quick answers. Kenny Pickett is normally like media savvy. He's normally knows what to say and things like that. But there was one particular question that was asked. They said, hey, did you learn anything from being on the sideline and watching and things like that? He said no, and real quick, and didn't elaborate on it. He just said no, didn't learn nothing, which was very interesting because Mason Rudolph, he said he learned a lot from just watching. It helped his mental game. He said it helps with the mental side of it, just watching and going through the things like that. And you hear other quarterbacks always saying, or just players, period, saying that you can always learn. There's always something to learn in the game. So for Kenny, a second-year guy that said he didn't learn nothing from being on the sideline, that's kind of like amazing, being that it's only year 2 in your short quarterback career, and you kind of saying it all, but so that right there was alarming. And now it's coming out that Mark Madden said the same thing. He knows some people that's saying Kenny refused. He refused to back up. There's relationships, in certain areas and things that these guys can't really, shine a light on it, and make it a real big situation, but things are coming out. So, and if that's the truth, people want to talk about Antonio Brown. I think that's around the same thing. You say you're available. You said it yourself. You said, hey, it's up to the coaches. I'm available to play. I want to play. And you're not in that. And you tell your team you're not going to help your team because you're not the starter. That's basically what you're saying if this is true. I'm not going to be there for my team because I feel a certain way. Basically making it about you over the team if this is true. Remember Antonio Brown wasn't available for the team, leaving practice, and people say, hey, you quit on your team. What type of guy is that? Well, hey, if this is true, Kenny Pickett did the same thing. Your team is going in. Your team is in a playoff hunt. Every game is critical. Every game is crucial. And you're saying that you're not going to be there for your teammates. What happened if Something happened to Mason. Just like something happened to him and Mitchell had to go in. So what happened to something happened to Mason and you have to go in? Oh, you're not available. You didn't want to be available for your team. That's not a good look. So if this is true, man, you think about you thought you had troubles with his play, with Kenny Pickett's play, and you had troubles with the whole person. The whole thing is wrong because he did not earn a right to act like this. You didn't earn a right to be mad that you didn't go in there. What do you thought? Just because you were a first round pick, that they're just going to just shuffle you out there just when you're healthy? No, you were better than Mitchell. Now Mason came in playing better than you. That's the way it works. And you didn't earn the right to just go back in when you're healthy. This is a results league, and your results wasn't there. And Mason's been putting it together. The best quarterback player they've seen since a vintage, late stage Ben. So, man, it's a bad look for Kenny Pickett, man. If this just come out, that is correct, man. It's a bad look. So now, if you're the Steelers and these things are true, you might have to move on from Kenny Pickett. You can't have a guy year 2 doing that. But that's true colors. Fast. You give up on your team like that when you didn't even earn the right. Now, Antonio Brown, don't get me wrong. You quit. I don't care how good you are. But he was AB at the time. He had a name, but it don't make, no excuse for it. But he felt like, hey, he built up. I did enough. You know what I'm saying? To now, Kenny, what have you done? Man. This is a time when you're supposed to be happy. A time when, I understand the offense. I can get Kenny's frustration, man. You're the leader of the offense. And the offense hasn't been looking good. And now somebody else comes in and the offense has been looking damn good. And now you want to insert yourself back in the mix when you're not the reason the offense is looking this good. You have to understand that. And for him not to understand that, again, is him being selfish. So, Kenny Pickett, reports are out. Kenny Pickett did not want to back up Mason Rudolph. If you're a Kenny Pickett fan, how do you feel about that? There's people out there that go to Kenny's, is in Kenny's corner. Hey, man, put him back in. He's a franchise guy, in which he, it looked like he was. I don't know, man. Can't have your franchise guy quitting on a team end of the year. So I don't know where you go with Kenny Pickett if these reports are true. And like I said, man, if you're a Kenny Pickett fan, Kenny Pickett supporter, how do you feel about these reports of your guy quitting on your team? Because if you're a Kenny Pickett fan, then you're a Steeler fan. So your quarterback quit on your team, potentially. How do you feel about that? And how do you think the Steelers should go about it moving forward? Me, hey, you didn't give the guy a shot before, but better late than never. It'll be Mason's time to shine. And I'm going back to the draft, and Kenny, you can figure it out somewhere else, because that's not the Steelers. And this comes out when, you know, people's talking this Steeler way. The Steeler way. All right. Now you have reports of your quarterback not wanting to be a backup. It definitely ain't the Steeler way. So we'll just have to see how this Pittsburgh Steelers handle this situation. Trying to keep it in-house. Trying to keep it, you know, a small ball. Trying to not to let the snowball go down the hill and pick up steam and become a big ball. But there's no way around this one here. So we'll just have to see what goes on with the Steelers and Kenny Pickett moving forward. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell to get all the new videos. And until next time, I'm out.